Hello and welcome to yet another brilliant edition of Talk Real Estate. I'm Neil Ojha, and with me, like always, every single Wednesday, joins us Akash Kanjwani, the CEO of Skyview Real Estate. Akash comes here, has conversations about real estate, helping you, guiding you, breaking those myths every single time you have a doubt. He has an answer to that, ensuring that your journey of buying a property right here in the UAE is as smooth as one could ever think of. Akash, welcome to yet another episode of Talk Real Estate.
Thank you so much, Neil. Thank you so much, and good morning, everybody.
Absolutely, a fabulous morning. This morning can get a lot more better once we tell the topic. The conversation point today is buying real estate under the 1 million mark.
Correct. So as we were getting a lot of people who were talking about entry point, and so a lot of people were asking about, okay, the way real estate is nice, we are seeing big transactions of 300 million, 500 million,
Right.
These are big, but what about us? What about the starting point? What about the people who have not yet bought the house till now? So for them, we decided to do this segment so that I can highlight areas, not just one particular community of the week, but entire areas where you can buy properties which cost less than $1 million.
Okay.
And you can easily get mortgage on these ones. You can easily rent it out to get a rental return, a stable and long-term rental return in these. And just to make people aware that there are a lot of options available. You just don't have to think that Dubai properties are expensive. No, there are affordable properties also available, and that segment is something which is has been untapped and has a great demand in it. So let's go step by step.
That's interesting. You know, I mean, I like the way you have a complete perspective, a holistic view on real estate, not just the big ticket price properties, but also properties where people don't really want to risk too much or have only so much. You know,
Correct.
because every time you think of buying a property, the first hitch that comes to your mind is that 20% you have to pay from your own pocket.
Correct.
Right? Now, if I don't have too much, you know, if I don't have too much, even if I have like a good job, a good salary that can help me get a good mortgage, but if I don't have the upfront amount, I will only be restricted to a smaller size property.
Right.
Right. So now when you come at that segment of the under 1 million properties, first thing, are these properties far away from the center of the city?
No, they are not. Actually, some are way close to the city. Some are, in fact, not even 10 minutes from where we are in Media
What
City.
you saying?
So the properties, let's understand, people need to take out this concept very far that Dubai has a lot of options. And when I tell you the areas, you will be, a lot of people will be surprised. Okay, this is for this much price, and this is, and the thing is, the appreciation in the 1 million price bracket has not come so much. Because what has happened after Corona, a lot of billionaires have moved into Dubai.
Right.
A lot of people, rich people have moved in. So they had a taste of their certain properties.
Right.
However, now a segment has been created where this small segment is where the investment is coming. And this is where anybody can invest. So if I tell you a studio starts from around price of around 260,000, will you believe it?
No, this is unbelievable.
Then this same studio, you can rent it out for 28,000, and you can get easily rent out 28,000. All you have to shell it out is this, and you become a homeowner, which is 100% freehold. You get a title deed with it.
Wow.
And you get a stable rental return with it. If you don't like that, then you have other options. You can go for a 1-bedroom, which is starting for around 500, 550,000. You can actually get a 2-bedroom, but again, you have to compromise on areas if you want to go about. So let's start with the areas. So let's go from the price range from bottom to the top. So where we are closest. So the cheapest area in Dubai, which is 100% freehold, is International City.
Okay.
This is one location where there is a lot of rentals that you can get out of it, and it's an affordable community. It has mixtures of shops, groceries, supermarket, restaurants, you name it, and it is there.
That's right.
And again, this still remains the cheapest community where you can buy a house, a freehold house. Either you can use it for yourself, or you don't want to use it for yourself, you can definitely rent it out and give it. Now, a lot of people tell me, oh, International City, no facilities, there might be bachelors in the building, I will not have enough. So International City also has segments.
Right.
So not many people know there is CBD, which is Central Business District in International City. This CBD has buildings which has gym, which has swimming pool, It has good facilities, security 24 hours. The studio is little expensive than compared to other communities like Spain, France, England, China, which is the traditional different communities. But again, because it is a bit more premium in that location, people tend to pay more. And then
Fair.
again, it's your choice which you can do it. International City has one of the biggest advantages. It is very close to Old Dubai. Still, it is one of the easiest way to reach Dubai Alain Road and Dubai Hatta Road. You can easily go to the community. And if you're looking for affordable two-bedroom, I think this community is the one which gives you the cheapest affordable two-bedrooms as well.
Okay. And then what would be the price bracket for
So
the
two bedrooms you can get anywhere between in CBD, anywhere between from 750 to 900,000, depending on what size and which building you're getting. And there are some of the new buildings, which is Danube had a building called Lawns, which was handed over, and that's pretty much full. International City also offers you in a yearly rental the highest rental return. But you need to be a little bit more careful in terms of who you're renting. So if you are renting it out to a bachelor, then you might have issues of the quality that is maintained and the house is taken care of. No, so I think, but there are families which are taking, and there are families which are moving into this community. Also, not many people know, but you can buy a commercial property in International City. So shops in International City, some of the small shops in International City are below 1 million.
Wow.
So you can actually buy a commercial. That's the easiest commercial properties that you can buy in Dubai, and it's a great investment because it gives you a nice 12 to 13% rental returns. In fact, the prices of shops have gone up, and there is not many commercial shops available right now. So if you want to get into investment into commercial sector, then I think International City shops does gives you a good value for money, depending on which cluster do you buy and what kind of shop, what size of shops you are buying. So every target, so if you're looking for a supermarket, you need to understand that you need at least 6,000 square feet or more to give it to a supermarket. If you're looking for a restaurant, a normal restaurant will need at least 2,000 plus square feet of space. So again, what kind of target you're doing? So this is one segment, one community that I think people should consider and keep, at least understand the community bit. But then if you want bit more premium, and if you want to say no, International City has a wrong mixture, it's not something that suits me, and I want to have a bit more premium to my area, so then you can go to Silicon Oasis, which is right next to International City. It has a bit more premium feel to it. It has much more higher luxury shops. There is a mall, Lulu Mall, which is doing fantastic.
That's right.
It's a new mall which is open, and the shops are still in a phase of opening, but it's very convenient. It's very easy. It's a very beautiful looking mall, which is right on that road, on Dubai Alain Road, and in the prices for Silicon Oasis is starting from one bedroom around 550,000. It goes all the way to 750, and trust me, Silicon Oasis doesn't have any. It's very difficult to rent out a place because the demand is very, very high.
Oh, you're kidding me! So there are takers. All you need to do is just visualize where you want to be, or where you want to probably buy a property to live or to rent out. And the things will fall in place. Now, there were a few questions that came to my mind when you're talking about a classic comparison between an International City and Silicon Oasis. Both are pretty close to each other, but the perception that drives someone's decision to buy a property in International City or in Silicon Oasis is completely different. We'll take a quick short break and come back and talk about the perception between these two communities when you're looking to buy a property below the 1 million mark. Right here on Talk Real Estate. I'm Neil Ojha. With me is Akash Kanjwani from Skyview Real Estate. I want to go out and procure you, put my money there, get some fancy returns, and live a happy life. And if that is the story that you want to live and probably narrate to your kids and your grandkids moving ahead, that once upon a time, I heard a show called Talk Real Estate where Neil was talking to Akash Kanjwani, and I put my money where my mouth is. And listen, after 30 years, I'm feeling extremely happy about that decision that I made. Akash, that story, I'm so sure that a lot of your customers would be narrating to their kids, considering the fact that they've met you early in the time and have made those great decisions.
Well, the thing is, that's what. I've been doing this for 18 years now. And when I talk about 18 years, there are a lot of people who have spoken to me. They have purchased property. There are people who have been on continuous regular basis buying and selling properties. So what I have gained about the market is the experience, which is invaluable. And today I pass on to that. So I'm not looking to pass this experience just as a broker. I'm passing this experience as someone who's invested, someone who has been doing this. I don't promise you that you buy today and tomorrow your property will be selling at double the price, because that's unrealistic. In fact, once that starts happening, you need to be little worried that, wait, because it's unrealistic nowhere in the world. So you need to understand that, okay, it's happening. I cannot keep out my expectation that my property will keep increasing 50-60% a year. And the reason behind increase, and then you need to understand, okay, wait, is this the right time to exit, take a book a profit? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. So properties are not only about, as I said, it's not only about just for living. It's a good investment tool. It's the safest investment tool. It's something physically present.
Right.
Stock markets are a bit more speculative, a bit more technical. Real estate, you just need to know location acha hai, the finishing is good, building is nice. It looks like I can live in it or rent it out, and it gives me a decent rental return, and you start with this. So one of the things that you were saying about Silicon Oasis and international cities.
Right.
So I will explain you, apart from the community and the community feel altogether, Silicon Oasis is not a freehold property. It's a leasehold. Not every building or not every project in Silicon Oasis is freehold.
Okay.
And when you come with leasehold, this is a term which is used for 99 years contract. So your title deed or the deed says it's a leasehold deed.
Okay.
So it will say 99 years of lease that plot or that project is that. Whether it is renewable or not, it is purely on the authority which is there. But again, if you want to be more comfortable, then you can go for international city. But if you want premium and comfortable, then you can go for other areas. So then there are areas like JVC, Arjan, two areas. I call them like a twin cities.
Okay.
They offer a similar kind of price range. So you can have a one bedroom starting from a price of around 600,000. Two bedrooms starting from a price of approximately 900 to 1.3 million.
Okay.
Even though the 900 and that below 1 million in two bedroom is getting shrinking day by day. There are very less options available, and if it is there in some of the older buildings with a smaller layout. However, both these communities offer one very interesting part is the studio apartment.
Okay.
So the studio apartment is a bit more luxurious. This is, it comes with all the facilities. Almost all the buildings have a swimming pool, gym. They offer a sauna or other facilities. Some buildings have tennis courts.
Okay.
Some buildings have squash courts. Some buildings offer a premium finishing with kitchen appliances included in the apartment. And what happens, you can put these apartments in a very easily on short term.
Right.
So I have an investor who has been regularly buying properties from us, and he has currently around 15 to 20 properties of studios.
Wow.
And he is monthly renting it out. He has a short-term rental license.
Okay.
And he's monthly renting it out to tenants. He bought the studios anywhere between 350 to 450.
Okay.
And he is currently renting per month 6,000 with all things inclusive. So 6,000 a month is technically it's 70,000 a year.
That's right.
And his annual expenses on Diva, on on other charges, gas, it's not more than 7,000 or 8,000 a year.
Okay.
So he's making decent return.
That's incredible. Like, you said that 350 to 450. Okay. And you say that even if you remove all expenses, you're still pocketing 60,000 a year.
Yeah.
Right, 60,000 on a 350 or 400,000 property is incredible. You're talking about 12 to 15% returns annually.
Exactly. And guess what? He doesn't have any holiday home company involved. So anything that he makes is his. A lot many people get confused. Oh, holiday home, that means I have to find a company who takes care of my house. And you know what? If you're staying in Dubai, you can do it yourself. It's not very difficult. It's very smart way to do it. So he has changed the door locks. He has made a smart lock for everything. So he controls who comes in, who doesn't. And Diva is in your name. So electricity is pretty much, people normally pay up on time.
Right.
If there is any issues on this, so the rules and regulation for holiday homes are little different than rules and regulation for annual rental. So he can always, focus on that. And also one control is that if you want to sell your property in a holiday home, you can always have a short-term rental contract. So it's not a long-term. You don't have to give a yearly notice to a tenant to move out. So you want to give him a notice, and it's just 1 month or 2 months, whatever your rental period is, and you can just ask him to move. So this is very big advantage that you get in holiday homes when compared to that. And trust me, for smaller apartments, you shouldn't go to a holiday home company.
Okay.
You can manage it yourself.
This is interesting. You know, Akash, you mentioned about buying these small sized properties in JVC, Arjan. People already doing it. And the entry point is also something which is probably thinkable, probably doable, right? It doesn't really expect, you're not expected to, dole out cash, wads of cash from your pocket to say, okay, this is my 20% upfront and the rest the bank will pay. You don't have to worry about that upfront money also. Right? And the returns are fabulous. What we'll do is we'll take a break and come back. When we come back, we try and understand that how JVC and Arjan, both these twin cities, as you like to call them, on the opposite side of the Hessa Street, right? We will try and dive deep to understand how good these communities are as far as the amount that we've spoken about, the 1 million mark, properties below the 1 million mark in JVC and Arjan. Buying a property is like a dream for everyone. You know, when you're born, from that time, you obviously grow up in a house, and you know that house is not technically your house on paper because it's owned by your father or your grandfather or your mom. But when you start working, you work towards a dream of owning your own property. But not always, Akash, are you in that position to buy a lavish, big, property worth a few millions.
Well, the thing is, you shouldn't, to be very frank, until unless you have a huge chunk of cash left over, or you're making something like you have a startup which has become $1 billion, you shouldn't.
Okay.
You know, the houses should be bought as per what you can afford and what you can manage.
Okay.
It's not like I have a lavish house, I'll put every money of mine. No, you shouldn't. The houses are, again, I'm repeating. First thing is, you need a house for yourself, so you need to stop a rental which you're paying.
Right.
Which is very easy. And that starting step looks scary, looks difficult, and then you have a lot of things which might go wrong. You know, everything works in a different direction. So wait, what happened? I lose my job, I lose my this thing. And with this show, what we have been doing regularly is we have been trying to take out each fear. We have been removing your fear about losing the job. So you have a golden visa, which you can get, or an investor visa, anything above a property. So when we talk about properties below 1 million, 750,000, if you buy a property, ready property of 750,000, you get an investor visa.
Right.
You are no longer depending on your company to sponsor you or to give you visa. If you lose a job, you have your own visa, and you can work as an independent person. So you just have to get your labor contract done with your company, and that gives you a job assurance. That gives you a long-term stay in this country.
Right.
And your property becomes your asset as well. Gives you, generates rental returns for you, saves your rents. Tomorrow, if you decide to move out back to your country, or to move on to back to Europe or Canada or USA, you save a lot of money over here. But again, before you move on to any country, just remember the taxes that you will be paying. In Dubai, is nothing. So if you go and buy a house in Canada, there is housing tax. Plus, they are discouraging people from internationally to buy properties until unless you are PR resident over there.
Right.
To buy properties, they are putting 20% taxes. You can't buy properties. Dubai is open.
Which is true. Like, even if you're technically not living in Dubai, you can still have your property and make that property make money for you.
Correct.
Akash, we were talking about the twin cities, the twin towns or the twin neighborhoods of Arjan and JVC.
Correct.
Properties below 1 million. You mentioned about studios which are available at a very, very approachable price range. What is that price range, and why is Arjan and JVC literally lapped up? The moment anything is announced, people are ready to buy it off.
So basically, again, location is very easy for them. They are let's say 15 minutes from beach, from the main centers of Internet City and Media City. They are hardly 15-20 minutes far. Yes, Hissa Street is a bit of a traffic, and you do encourage encounter a lot of traffic on this Hissa Street. But the traffic is, again, they are working on it. Hissa Street, RTA has already announced that they are doing expansion of Hissa Street. By 2023. They will start the work, and by mid 2024 we expect the work to finish, maybe earlier. You never know. But once this is announced, the traffic situation will clear it off a bit. And right now, anywhere, why do you go any far? This is so good location.
It is.
It is easy, convenient. The facilities that come on. So let's take it one community at a time. So JVC has a mall called Circle Mall.
That's
it
right.
has fantastic, almost 200, more than 200 shops. It has Spinneys, it has Nesto, it has the world's biggest gym, which has come over there. You talk about restaurants, it is McDonald's, KFC, and you have a nice shisha place in the mall itself. You have other facilities for kids shopping, for play area. Everything is there in that
Right.
mall. Apart from that, almost each building has either a grocery or a saloon. So everything is walking distance. You don't really have to leave the community.
True.
JVC also has a petrol pump inside the community.
Which is true.
So there is everything available. Car wash, you talk it, you name it, you get all the facilities which are there. Also, the land parcel of JVC is reducing day by day. So there is very less land which you see empty right now. Whatever land is available, developers are just grabbing it for whatsoever. The traffic situation is getting better day by day because more roads are planned to open up. So it will ease out a bit. Also, JVC has only community which you have G+4, which is traditionally chiller-free buildings where you don't pay the Empower, you don't need the Empower connections.
Okay.
Then you have tall towers. So if you want to have a view, if you want to overlook the city of Dubai, so you have tall towers. You have 5-star hotels like 5 JVC.
Yeah.
It's a party place. It's
Exactly.
you want to take your friends over there, have a nice food, drink, whatever you want to have. It's available. Then you have villas and townhouses as well. Obviously, the prices for villas and townhouses are starting from around 1.8, 1.9 million. But you have an option in this community which you can look into it. Talking about Urjan doesn't have that kind of mix like JVC. So Urjan is very similar looking building. So maximum, it's G+2 is the minimum that you can have, and maximum is you're talking about G+15. Not many tall buildings which are there, and not sorry, there is G+30 which is from Danube, two buildings which 2 towers are there. But apart from that, it doesn't have a villa. It doesn't have a townhouse.
Okay.
Shops is almost similar. The only price point is now because JVC is almost full. People are moving to Urjan.
Okay.
And Urjan gives a brand new. So there are 2 developers which I want to mention in JVC which uplifted. It was Ellington, which came up with, it changed the concept.
True.
It gave a high quality finishing, good quality houses in JVC, and a lot of developers started, taking that into note and coming up with their high quality projects.
Right.
So you're talking about Myra Real Estate Development, which is doing 4 or 5 projects in there, and they are good. Avenos is just sold out. We had entire Avenos stock, which was available for us, sold out in 3 months' time.
Wow.
And then there are Iman Developers, which practically launches something in the morning and by evening it is sold out because again the quality is delivered.
Incredible.
So not many options stay longer in JVC also.
Okay.
When we talk about Urjan, we are talking about Danube, which has a lot of projects over there. And it gives a flexible payment plan. They are much below 1 million price bracket. Then there is a few other developers which have completely uplifted JVC as well in terms of quality and finishing. But the price range, so studio, you can still find a studio from a price of around 350 to 450.
Okay.
A new launch, sometime a developer does ask for 500,000 price for a studio. And again, the rentability is almost similar. You are expecting same kind of rentals. JVC, bit more easier than Urjan, but Urjan is catching up pretty soon.
Interesting. So now the price range that you mentioned, 350 to 400 to maximum 500. Now, are these off-plan projects or are these ready projects?
So off-plan, you will not be able to get this pricing because off-plan pricing are some of the developers are there coming up with new concepts. So you will not get a studio below 450 to 500. 500 is a decent studio. Otherwise, most people are launching 500,000 plus.
Okay.
But there are some very good deals available in JVC between 350, 360, 370 in some of the older buildings. And they're not bad buildings like Botanica, like Crystal Residence. So some of these studios are below 400,000. I am telling you, this one gives you the highest rental return. It is a decent building. It is 100% freehold. You should grab a chance to buy this and keep it on rent. Easy studios which can work around and you can put it on rentals, and rental returns are continuously coming.
Which is true. So I mean, like from the day that you've signed the property, the day you've paid your first check, you are assured of literally in probably a couple of weeks time, you'll find a tenant who'll come in
The places like JVC, the demand which is there right now, I think the tenants are more worried about finding a place than landlord finding tenants. So it's the other way around. I'm holding a lot of inventories in JVC. I've been renting it out for a long time now. During Corona, I had to cut my rentals, but I never had any time during Corona also that my apartments were vacant. I did find tenants even that time, but yes, the rental return went down.
Which is understandable.
Which is understandable. Now the rental returns are coming up, the prices are going up again, and it was never a point that I found difficulty or my apartment in JVC was vacant for more than 10 days.
This is incredible. Now, this is incredible. There's one more reason why you should get in touch with Akash Kanjwani at the Skyview Real Estate, so that you get to know where your money should go, so that you start making money on that. This is Talk Real Estate. We'll take a quick short break and come back and try and understand some more communities a little maybe further away from the city, where you can try and invest below the 1 million mark. Right here on Talk Real Estate, a very interesting conversations going on. If you have a question, you can send it on 0586861003. Hello and welcome to Talk Real Estate. I'm Neil Oja, and joining me every Wednesday on this very show is the CEO of Skyview Real Estate, Akash Kanjwani. Akash comes here and talks to us about everything that is real estate. Akash, we were talking about properties below the 1 million mark, and you've already given us so many options, be it in communities like International City, Silicon Oasis, the twin communities of JVC and Arjan. There was also a point in our conversation where you mentioned that there are some properties which are slightly further away from the central line. Now, what are those communities? Where are those properties?
So, you can look into communities like Remram. Remram is a very interesting community. It is a small community. It consists of two clusters only, which is Al Tamam and Al Ramt. And there are, again, you have studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, and it is, I think, very close community. You know, whenever they say small community, so people know each other.
Yeah, that's true.
They have much more bonding with each other. So this is one good community that you can look. Doesn't have much of shosha, much of traffic, but again, inside the community, it's oasis. You have your own swimming pool, like community 5-6 buildings are sharing that swimming pool. You have your Carrefour and your Jian supermarket. You have your small restaurants which are there. Then you move out a little bit further down. So you're talking about Town Square by Nashama. Town Square by Nashama, again, there is a mixtures of townhouses. One segment is completely townhouses. Then the other segment is about buildings. And then you have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom and 3 bedroom. Now, Town Square has a very interesting kind of people, which, a very different kind of people. They don't mind going a little far from the city, but they want a very good community.
True.
They want gardens, they want parks, they want open space, they want roads which are wider. Then there is plans of having their own multiplex which is going to be coming. The parks are fantastic. The community events in Town Square are very, very well planned. So whether it is Halloween, whether it is Diwali, Christmas, New Year's, everything is very well planned. So once you're inside that community, you don't really feel that you want to go outside.
No, which is true.
Yeah, so that's one of the communities where person can consider. So over there also there are good launches. Town Square just recently launched a building which was 1 bedroom with a good payment plan. And that was starting from a price of around 750,000 all the way till 900, depending on which project that you take. And rental returns in Town Squares are pretty decent. So yearly rental is around 7 to 8%. But you cannot look at a short-term rental in places like Town Square.
True.
Because it's further far from the city.
Further away. Commuting is difficult.
Correct. So short-term rentals is predominantly people who can't afford. So a person who can walk, who can drive to Town Square affords a car.
Makes sense.
Right? JVC you can still manage. You can still do it without a car. But Town Square you need a car. And if you need a car, then you tend to be having a payment for annual payments rather than taking on monthly basis.
True.
So rather it's not a investment. But there is a community which does offer not exactly 1 million, but very close to 1 million townhouses. Sorry. So that's Damak Hills too. It's far down from the city, but you can definitely get a nice townhouse starting from around 1 million, 1.1 million. Some of the townhouses are still available for 900, 950. These are ready ones, but they are a little older. They are almost delivered 1 year or 2 years. If you are willing to, if you want to have a townhouse, and if you have a dream of a landed property where land is yours, then Damak Hills 2 is your answer. That's very good community to live in. It's just further down the city. So So again, if your commuting time, you're talking about around 45 minutes to 45 minutes. But if you're living in Sharjah
I agree.
and you work in Dubai, then you rather shift to this community. And you will not believe the rental, the townhouses rent for a 3-bedroom is around 65,000 only.
I'll tell you something. That's a very interesting point that you made about Damac Hills too. Townhouses over there, and this was when I was looking to move to Dubai, to this part of Dubai. I did look upon those rentals, and this was just getting out of COVID times.
Correct.
At that time, 3-bedroom townhouses were going out at 40,000, 42,000
Correct.
annually. And I couldn't believe my eyes. I said, no, this is not a right treatment. This is something wrong. I was checking on various apps and stuff. And I ended up calling a couple of those guys, and they said, no, it's true. It's 40,000, 42,000. Difficult for me to believe, right? But when you understand the fact that you're paying higher rentals living in, say, Sharjah or Ajman for the people who live there, and you're living in Sharjah and Ajman, and the traffic that you face every day that you're coming to Dubai to work, it's just insane. Versus you pay similar rentals or probably even lesser for a townhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, going down towards the southern part of Dubai and further east, the travel time is probably the same.
And the community is amazing. When you enter the Damac Hills too, you have the fishing lake, you have parks, you have cricket pitch, you have basketball court, you have all the facilities that you require. Actually, for a family living, it's a good community. Only thing is, it's far from the city. That's why you're saving on the rent. That's why. So if you are someone who doesn't want to compromise on the quality of life, but he is okay about travel time, and he is okay about compromising, like the father is okay about compromising for the children, they will enjoy. And then you don't really have to pay higher amount of rent. Otherwise, similar facilities and closer to Dubai, you end up paying a 3-bedroom rentals will be not less than 180.
Wow.
So
it's almost 1/3 rental.
1/3 rentals which we are talking about, and it is the rents are also going up faster. So if you are looking, so if rents go up faster, your rental returns become high.
True.
And if your rental returns become high, that means your property prices are going to go higher.
Which is so true.
Which is so if you are very constrained budget, then go for this. There is also one community which a lot of people forget is Imar South.
Okay.
So it is very close to Expo and the new Al Maktoum Airport.
Okay.
There are apartments and townhouses. You can like the Damac Hills too. You can still find some townhouses available, or for around 1 million, 1.1 million. And these are the townhouses where again it's far from the city, but it's very close to Jafza. You're almost in 15 minutes into your Jafza office. So Dubai gives you a lot of mixture.
It does.
And the price range earlier, what was happening, the price range were different on the kind of community or the quality. Now the actual prices are different between the travel time as well.
Right.
So you cannot expect the most expensive houses to be far from the city.
True.
Now the closest you're coming to the city, the more expensive. And that's why JVC and Arjan becomes even more interesting. Because it's so close to house, everything is there. Market up or market down, you get your rental returns. So why not start investing? That's your stepping stone. If you're buying a house, then Damac Hills too, or Imas South could be your point where you want to start up with. And again, as we said, you can always come to us. You're confused, come to us. We will sit down. We will guide you what you need to do. But start getting into that property ladder, because it's gonna be your asset which is you're going to save, and you're going to cherish this for a very long time.
No, that is so true. Like they say that there are two kind of investments that one has to do. When you have lesser money, invest in, this is traditional thought process, that when you have lesser money, buy a small amount of gold, but when you have sizable amount, buy properties. This was back in the days when people used to pay cash to buy properties or buy land parcels. Today, there are banks who are giving you mortgages. So even if you have small money,
you can
still go and buy a property.
Still buy a property. You can still save that asset on that, and take out that fear that I am not going to buy in Dubai. I'm going to make my house secure in my own country, so you're losing values on your in currency, which is going to be exchanged. Save that. You're paying here rental. You're anyways losing money, which is there. Might as well take a chance, take that understanding, and don't go blind. Look at your concept, look at your profit, look at your community, the building, the quality and everything, and then take a call, but start talking about it. And anything where you missed, you can always reach back to us. You have our contact number. You can always call us on 050-2859-321. You can also WhatsApp us on the same number, and then we will get back to you with any queries that you have about properties.
There you go. Once again, we'll share that number with you so that you remember that number, make that number your go-to number. Save it on your phone if you want. This is in fact a simpler way to do it. Save it on your phone. So whenever, if not right now, probably after half an hour, after you've finished your work meeting, you think that, okay, during lunchtime, I'll probably call Akash and his team to understand how this all works. The number again, Akash, is 05
050-2859-321.
050-2859-321. That's what you have to remember, and go ahead for your first property transaction, or if you've already bought properties, your second, your third, or multiple, as Akash would love to say. We'll take this as a sign for us to finish this show. But Akash, like always, is there something that you would want to finish off?
Yes. So basically, like always, the community of the week.
There you go.
So today we have discussed about everything from International City, JVC, Arjan. We have discussed about Damak Hills too. We have talked about Imar South. There is one community which is not coming in the price bracket of 1 million, but it's called the Valley by Imar.
Okay.
Not many people are aware. It is on Dubai Al Ain Road, and if you have recently been to Dubai Al Ain Road, you will notice it is wider than Sheikh Zayed Road. It's a beautiful, long, wider road because they are planning a lot of communities on that road.
Okay.
They expect a lot of traffic to flow on that road and connectivity to increase, at least towards the border of Al Ain.
Right.
And so this particular community, it is on Dubai Al Ain Road. It's the Valley by MR. The price range started from 1.1 million in 2019.
Okay.
The prices now, it has reached around 1.5, 1.6. There are 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom townhouses.
Okay.
Still one of the affordable townhouses with a master developer like Imar.
I mean, which itself talks about quality, doesn't it?
Quality, delivery on time, community feel. Imar never misses giving you a community feel, which is always there. So even the small elements, like, the entrance, the management of the whole community, the connectivity, the swimming pool and all that stuff, Imar does take care of its buyers. And that is the assurance of Imar that is coming, and it's a good community. So if you're looking for starting for not so far like Damak Hills too, but somewhere in middle, the community of the week should be Valley. You should consider that. And they are very soon launching a last phase of the townhouses which are there.
Okay.
So they've already finished around 4 phases of townhouses. There is one more phase of townhouse which is going to be registered, launched very soon. And then people can start registering their interest with us. If you're interested, get in touch with us and we'll explain you how to buy one townhouse over there for sure.
There you go. Skyview Real Estate, Akash Kanjwani. Akash, thank you so much for joining us once again every Wednesday. We look forward to this conversation, and so will we look forward to the next Wednesday too. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined in today.